Tuesday, we're out at the Vaal Classic Race Course, 8 races. Race 1 is the first leg of the bipot. Daryl Marie is going to join me today and dissect this card for you. Hopefully you can catch all of those exotics. And remember that bipot does start in race number 1, which is a Work Riders maiden plate, 1450. A few changes here. Number 1, Empress Wu has blinkers on. N Ngwangi takes the ride on number 4, Villa Samea. The 6 is now ridden by Vuzenzi Sitetu, number 6. And yeah, that's that at the moment. So just the blinkers and the 2 Work Rider changes. The betting has number 8, Ginger Jam for Tony Peter at 2-1. The 2, Flight Light, Sean Terry's runner, is at 22-10. 1, Empress Wu, 3-1. Nice to see Kelsey Mehu Munga taking the ride here. 7-1, the 4, Villa Samea. The 3, Bella Boop Boop, 9-1. 14s and better bar those. Daryl, first leg of the bipot, there is poor form, and I'm sure the trainers won't mind me saying that. How are we going to play?
Yeah, we're playing the safe route over here. Okay. Just tell me, is it Siabunga Mkumbuzi that's doing the post-race interviews for Sean Terry?
He's now Sean Terry's assistant.
Oh, right.
And I'm so happy for him because he's a very well-spoken, very nice young man. And I've often said to him, get into the industry because you're so good at the interviews.
Yeah,
so yes, correct.
Well, now's his chance to show us how good he is in the saddle.
He's okay. There's nothing wrong with the way, right?
You know, I'll give her a chance. Obviously, she's held by Bella Boop Boop on her last start, but I think she ran below expectations last time out. That wasn't her effort. The stable, in my mind, is coming to good form now. So we have to follow her. She's lightly raced. Extremely well bred. Empress Wu gets fitted with a set of blinkers for the first time. She's everything won from that form line. Yes. She just needs to overcome that tricky draw. And then the current favourites, Ginger Jam. Now, fair enough debut. Take note that was over, I think, 1200. She is going to appreciate the extra 250, but I'd watch this filly once she goes even further. Met a little bit of interference in the latter stages last time out. Obviously a top Work Rider, nice draw, a lot of scope for improvement. But yeah, like you touched on, the form lines aren't that great. So let's just get through this opening leg. If we double up, it's a bonus.
There we go. We're going to take the bipot and include the 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, and 8. So look at those. It's Empress Wu, number 1. The 2, Flight Light. Number 3, Bella Boop Boop. And then the 8 Torsu is the current favorite, Ginger Jam. 1, 2, 3, and 8. By bank at 2. By 1, 2, 7. By 1 and 3. By 3, 4, 5, and 6. By 3, 6, and 13. Total spend there, 288. And that is Daryl's bipot. The time to get that on by 12:40, race 1. Race number 2 is the first leg of the PA Maiden Juvenile Plate. It's over 1,000 meters. There are 12 runners, no scratchings, and no jockey changes at this point. I will be on course. I will give you any of those changes when they so happen. The betting has number 2, Mr. Wilson, even money favorite. Number 2 for Tony Peter. Number 8, Bright and Brazen for Robin Clarkson, who attracted support on debut, 7-1. 15-2, the 12, Wings of Ice. Be careful of Roy Magna in these BSA races. Number 9 is at 17-2. It's then 10-1 and better bar those. Daryl, Mr. Wilson, very strong in the betting here, and I think he'd be quite brave taking even money. And I only say that because, these are youngsters.
Yeah, perhaps the first time it comes alive in the market, then you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
So there are comments in the front of the computer form. Number 1 will need the experience. Number 4 will need the experience. Number 12 will need the experience. Now, have a look. You touched on the 8, didn't you?
Yes.
You said you found betting support on debut.
Correct.
Take note of who rode on that occasion.
Yes, Gavin Lorena, yeah.
So I don't know if he's jumped ship, if he had the opportunity of riding her again, but he's now aboard Mr. Wilson, number 2, who I watched his replay last time out. It was a very encouraging debut. He showed a lot of pace. There was a one of the favorites, the heavily supported favorite, I think Bingo, moved across him from an inside stall, made it a little bit tight for him on that outside running rail. He just got touched off for 3rd. He wasn't laying down at the finish. So with that experience under his belt, I think if there's nothing well above average, he should at least finish in the top 2. I'm hoping for the bipot. I think for the PA, we're fairly safe. Yeah, I liked his debut. Then there was also support for number 3, Baron Boertis' Robardison. He found anti-post support in the market.
I've got to say, because
Nyaga.
Talk too much.
Okay.
Yeah. Nyaga.
But he was beaten a long way in the finish. But he's got a lot of scope for improvement. Let's see how it goes. I'm hoping Mr. Wilson is good enough for the top two. Like you say, it's hard to take evens right now.
You know, you've got to take a stance somewhere, and because this horse obviously has the best form, Daryl's taking a stance right here. Banker 2, Mr. Wilson, first leg of the PA. He should run in the top 3 by 2 and 7, by 1 and 3, by 4 and 5, by 3, 6 and 13, by 1, 3, 8 and 9, by 3 and 5, 192 rand the spend. Race 2 off at 13.15. Race number 3 is a maiden plate. It's over 1,450 meters. Importantly, first leg of the pick 6. Number 1, Kalish Cyborg has the blinkers off. Blinkers go on. Number 4, Divine Messenger, and a compression mask onto number 6, Shamoon. Right, 8 runners. Let's look at the betting. There are 4 of them in the betting. Number 7, Cape Saffron. And as Daryl and I were just chatting off air, for Her Serene Highness Princess Charlene de Monaco Grimaldi. She has number 7 at 18 to 10. The 1, Kalish Cyborg, 2 to 1. 7 to 2 about number 3, Chieftain's Shield. And the 2, Royal Miracle, 5 to 1. Daryl, how many do we need in the first leg of the pick 6?
I would have liked to go 4.
Okay.
But my perm's a bit too costly. It's 2,000 rand.
I want to see which one you've left out.
So I eliminated number 3, Chieftain's Shield.
Agreed.
Yeah, let's touch on Royal Miracle. You know, there's absolutely no doubt his comeback effort as a gelding is his best effort to date. I was wary of that form line. I didn't think it was going to work out. But then you got Spy Story, one from there. And you got a horse called the Ultimate King, who ran second of the weekend, well clear of the balance of the field. Finished alongside him last time out. The blinkers get refitted. That's quite interesting because he has worn blinkers in the past, but now he's wearing blinkers for the first time as a gelding. Stallgate number 1. And Washong stable is going to start firing now. So a lot is in his favor because he should strip fitter. The filly interests me a lot. I loved her debut. I thought she caught the eye. And then last time out, it was a fair effort. One can say that form line never worked over the weekend with Trail Runner running a dismal third, well beaten. But she's lightly raced. She gets her sex allowance, and I think it's going to be a testing 1450. I like her when she goes over ground, but a testing 1450 from a neat draw will be in her favor too. And then Kalish Cyborg, the blinkers come off. He wore them last time out over 1800. Might have been too far for him. If you do go for him, you're gonna have your heart in the beginning, in your mouth for a while, because he comes under pressure, but then he finds again. So I've added him. You know, that penultimate start beyond Hong Kong. We all know how strong that form line's working out to be. So if you're willing to put a line through his last starts based on the distance factor, I think he must be a play here.
He's got the strongest form lines by far in this race.
The filly, lightly raced, testing 1450. We don't know the track condition right now, but I think it will be sticky. So I think we'll get through. If you want to go wider, please add in number 4, or not, sorry, number 3, Chieftain's Shield.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. 1, 2, 7. So it's 2160. This is the pick 6 race 3 at 1350. 1, 2, and 7. No bankers for Daryl. And again, I agree. There's no standout banker. Second leg 1 and 3. By 3, 4, 5, 6. By 3, 6, and 13. By 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. By 2, 3, 5, 2, 1, 6, 0, 1350. Pick 6 time. Race number 4 gets underway at 1425. Merit rated 66 handicap over 1450 meters. Don't believe there's one scratching. Number 10, Captain Jim. He's out. He's retired. Number 10, Captain Jim. Right, betting. Number 1, Juniper Green, 22 to 10. 3, Fast Duty is at 3 to 1. Number 5, Whispers of War, 5 to 1. 6 is about number 7, Perini Palace. And then it's 10 to 1 and better bar those. 1450, Jackpot 1. I just tell it to you briefly off air there. The 1 and the 3 do seem to bring the best form into the race.
Yeah, there are the obvious 2. The race doesn't stop there, Lyle. You got the likes of Whispers of War and Perini Palace. If you want to go wider, Bob Lee's Swagger. If he behaves himself and gets a neat break, he could upset the apple cart. I nearly banked Fast Duty in all my perms. Gavin has ridden Fast Duty in the past, and now he jumps aboard the filly, and that's number 1, Juniper Green. Now, you've got Gavin on a fit filly. The combination are doing extremely well from a neat draw, the best draw. That's half the battle won already.
That's right.
Have a look at this filly's rating. She was as high as an 84. She plummeted down to a 68. She found good form last time out. Green Sapphire came out and ran good second behind Fastnet Filly,
That's
just
right.
ridden with the hands. And she picked up half a pound for that second. So she's off a very, very competitive mark, and a lot is in her favor. The pace should be on over here. Perini Palace and Whispers of War like to push forward, and she could get into a neat position. But I like the look of Fast Duty. I nearly bankered him. He is as consistent as they come. Now, Gavin probably had the choice of rides. But what I do want to say, last time out, when After Hours dictated the pace up front, this horse possibly was too handy just because the way the race panned out. He found himself too handy. I like him a little bit further back, ridden with more patience, and I expect him to latch onto the favorite of here, Juniper Green. And with the quick run tempo, he will be staying on stoutly. Super fit, well drawn. I'm going to be leaning to Fast Duty over Juniper Green. If you want to go wider, please include the ones I touched on: number 5, number 7, and number 9.
There we go. Thanks, Daryl. 1 and 3. He's taking both of them in the jackpot. But as you heard, if he was pressed, he'd take the 3. So would I. But if he had more money, he'd take 4 of them. So, we've got to structure them 1 and 3 by 3, 4, 5, 6, by 3, 6, 13, by that 10 horses there in leg 4. 240 Rand, race number 4, jackpot 1, 14.25. Race number 5 is a merit rated 80 handicap over 14.50. First leg of our jackpot 2, and quite an open race, particularly if you look past the favourite, number 3, Sutherland, who is at 18-10. The 4, Just Vaal, 4-1, in the form of his life at the moment. Number 1, Fully Loaded, at 5-11-2, 5.5. There's a light showing up at 6-1. Kotinos, 7-1 after a very good run last time. Also at 8-1, number 7, Secret Recipe. So, race number 5, first leg of our jackpot 2. I'm not going to ask you the stupid question of will we bank at Sutherland, because we haven't banked at Sutherland. There are quite a few we could put a case up for.
Absolutely. Now, Sutherland, yes, lovely effort last time out. We saw Fastnet Filly frank that form line. I think he's a little bit skinny in the market. He's in with a strong winning chance, but I think it's more competitive than the market suggests. Have a look at him, Lyle. He's so often rested, right?
Yes.
And he's been backed up just over 2 weeks since his last start, which means he took that race extremely well. Yeah, I mean, he's improving. Lovely sort. 4-year-old son of Silvano. He's going to get better with racing. So I like his chances. I just think he's
The
far
draw
too...
8's not going to help him either, really.
Yeah. So it's not clear cut over here. There's no doubt Just Vaal's best effort to date on the Highveld. His last effort when beating Sail this guy. I'll tell you why. He was pressed in the early stages to overcome that draw.
That's right.
And I thought he was going to fold.
Me too.
And he just kept on finding. Very fit.
One run, one win from the form line as well, right?
After Hours, eh?
Yeah. Yes.
So he's going to push forward. Very fit. Ryan knows him well. At the way the market's structured, I think he represents more value. Is he 4-1?
He is currently at 4-1. And I mean, that Spumante Dolce form line 6 lengths behind might be quite a good one soon too. I mean, it is already.
No, in good form.
Yeah.
Now, number 6, there's the light. Stronger handling. Also very fit. His rating continues to come down. He's right down to a 75. Neat draw. You can't exclude him. I think he's ready to go in again. But if the track is very soft,
which it possibly will be.
If the track is very soft, please include number 5, Haslo Grande. He loves this thing out the ground. If it's heavy, I'm going to be having a bet. I would have preferred him over a mile, but 14.50 on a testing surface, you're going to get a run for your money, and he's overpriced at 20-1.
There we go, some value. You've heard it from Daryl. Here's the jackpot 2. 3, 4, 5, 6 by 3, 6, 13 by 1, 3, 10, 2, 3, 5. That cost is at 360, Daryl. It is 360 Rand, race number 5. And as you can see by Daryl's selections, it's not that it's a weakish card, it's a very competitive card. And that race 5, jackpot 2, starts at 3 p.m. Race number 6 is an MR72 handicap, 2,400 meters. Let me see if there are any current changes. I don't think there are. There aren't. But there are 14 runners here. And there are a lot of form reversals and form turnarounds here. So I'm interested to see what Daryl says about the race. Number 3, Another Universe, who is looking above average, is at 5-2. The 7, Poplar Park, 4-1. The 6, Only a Poet, is showing 11-2. Romeo's Magic, 7-1. 9's about the One Ideal Future. I don't believe it stops there. There are a few that could be value. Daryl, how many did you put in your jackpot, and how are we going to structure this one?
I put 3 here.
Only 3, okay,
Yeah,
that's great.
if I get through,
Yeah,
we'll be fortunate.
good.
We have to touch on the fact that Gavin absolutely trotted up on Romeo's Magic last time out, and he's now
Yes.
on Another Universe. Now, if you go back to the Demover run, Another Universe beat Romeo's Magic quite convincingly, and that's the reason why I think Gavin's taken the mount aboard Another Universe, because he holds him on form, and if I'm not mistaken, he's bit off at the weights with him.
He is, yes.
Yeah, so
He's two and a half worse, Romeo's Magic. Yes.
Yeah, so I like the fact that Another Universe is drawn out wide. You know why? This tends to come out slow, but he takes so long to get into that stride of his, and he needs to get rolling early. So Gavin will ensure that he's off the fence and pulls him out. Diego knows what to do. I'm sure they've spoken, and he'll allow him to roll at the top of the straight, and he could potentially keep on finding. On that Demover run, Only a Poet is probably weighted to get the better of him, because he just beat him and he's 2.5 kilograms better off. However, since then, Only a Poet has done nothing but disappoint.
And being thrashed by Romeo's Magic.
Exactly. But take note, Wayo Stable's come into form. This horse is super fit. He loves this thing at the ground. Look at his form with the weight going. A 1, 2 seconds and a third from 4 outings. So I'm going to be leaning towards him as giving a bold showing. Number 6, Only a Poet. I found a sneaker in the pack though, and I think he's, what price is he? Lyle, number 13, Japanese Maple.
Number 13, I have to scroll down here. Goodness gracious. He's at 25-1.
25-1. I don't think he deserves to be that price. You know, he hasn't disgraced himself recently, but have a look at his rating. From a 74 down to a 62. Ryan Munger, the blinkers come off. Yeah, who says he's not in with a shot? Washong Stable's going to turn. I think he's the sneaker in the pack. Number 13, Japanese Maple. If you're playing trifectas and quartets, he's a lovely inclusion.
Good value. I agree with your top 2. I'm not so sure about the 13, but that's why you're sitting there. 3, 6, and 13. That's 30 Rand. You can add in more, as Daryl said. He's taking a chance here, the top 3. I agree. I think the 6 is massive value there. But 30 Rand, if the 13 finishes in the top 3, you're going to get a nice payout. Race number 7 is a middle stakes, 1,200 meters. This, of course, does generally favor the fillies and the mares. And yeah, horses like Call Me When You Need Me come in very well weighted here. The betting has number 9, Night Bomber, as your 22-10 favorites. Bar and Buertas, Ryan Munger. The 8, The Africa House, 3-1. 1, Don't Shoot the Barman. Or Don't Shoot, Danton from Santon at 5-1. The 4, Tar Bomber, is at 11-2. 10-1, the 3, Call Me When You Need Me. 11-1 and better bar those. Daryl, I believe this is the race you took the field in those, and I can see exactly why.
Yeah, lovely race. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if Night Bomber remains unbeaten on the Highveld. He found a lot of support when making his debut for Barron's Yard. We've seen what Barron's done with Redicho in recent times. Form line's been franked already with Fastnet Filly. Maybe, what's the horse running over? Sutherland. Sutherland, franked it again. Yeah. He got into a good position around the bend last time out. He's better drawn this time around, and Barron's got more time, or had more time to figure him out. So I can see him go back to back over here. I just think it's a very competitive race. You know, the Africa House, he isn't the most reliable. You know, I really expected him to be more successful on the track itself. He's only had 2 career victories to date.
Yeah.
But
And he's got the ability.
we know his capabilities. We just can't rely on him.
Yeah, I'm sticking away from him. I've tipped him too many times. I'm
Okay.
out. I'm going to stay away
You're
from
done.
him. Yeah. Anything else that you like for a bit of value?
I like number 1 over here. He's my top pick. Danton from Zanton.
Me too. That's amazing.
For
Eh?
the boys from Benoni.
You done now. That's also I like it and it's over. But anyway.
We know striker in him. We know their form, how they get on. And this horse has only disappointed in 2 efforts to date. The 1450, too far. The mile, too far. Comes right back. Look at that run behind Barbaresco in his penultimate start. He's got a neat draw. Striker will just nurse him behind the speed.
Yep.
If he's good enough, he'll certainly produce
Cat's
on the day.
pajamas, Wild at War.
Yeah, he's a very, very nice horse, this. And then if you want to go wider, the best or the joint best weighted, the filly number 3, Call Me When You Need Me. A lot is in her favor. I didn't think she was disgraced last time out. She never she never runs a bad race.
Yeah.
I think she'll be thereabouts. I like her chances.
Sorry to
She's
keep it going.
decent.
White Pill and Give Me Fabulous have come from that form line last time, so that's actually a good run.
Yeah, lovely run.
Yeah.
So I just put my 4 PA horses in the last leg of the double, or the opening leg of the last double.
Got you. Race 7, double, 1, 3, 8 to 9 by 2, 3, 5. Just 12 rand. You can take that as many times as you want, and that gets underway at race number 7. Final double on the card, 16-10. The final race is the Fillies and Mares 76 handicap over 1,000 meters. We do have one scratching, number 10, Wait for Green Light. Now, very strong in the top 3 here in the betting. Number 2, Virgin River, 22 to 10. 3 to 1, number 3, Nearer. And number 5, Phantom Express, 4 to 1. It's 14 to 1 in better bar those. Now, I know that Daryl really fancies number 5, Phantom Express, and that is because this is the horse that's the best of the 3 there, price-wise. 4 to 1 on offer. There shouldn't be much between the 2, 3, and 5, but we're going to leave that up to Daryl. Daryl, we do have a replay here as well that you can talk us through. Those 3 really should fight it out.
Yeah, they should dominate over here. They're 3 fillies, well, 1 mare and 2 fillies in really good form. Neara's going for a hat-trick. You can see she's up front on the outside in the orange silks, the WSB silks. She extends at the finish. You can see Phantom Express on her inside got to within half a length of her. However, she just folded late. What I do like this time round, Lyle, is she's half a kilogram better off with Neera, and she's drawn alongside Virgin River, who's very, very pacey, and I'm hoping she can latch onto her and challenge late. I think her current price of 4 to 1 represents value. By no means is she a good thing, but I do believe we'll get a run for our money. Obviously, Neera's in fine form. You can see her going to score the hat-trick. Striker sticks with her. Yeah, I respect her. And then Virgin River, who's having her peak run, is very, very pacey. And that was a decent event last time out in open company. But I think Gavin knows Phantom Express this time round. I think things are going to go well in running and we will get our run for money. I've suggested the Exacta box. I do believe we'll catch it. We won't be going to Hollywood, but any profit is welcome.
A win's a win. Exacta box, final race. All 3 of them have run well in wet conditions as well. 2, 3, and 5. Box it, 60 Rand, final race. Thank you, Daryl. 16.45.